But all 4 of our students are here, so we're just gonna go one by one. And each presentation should take about 10 minutes. So thank you for coming to share our experiences of our seniors. So our first presenter is Naubart Jesus, and he was at CCS Concrete. So come on, Naubart.
Oh, all right, so I did this internship. Before I start, I'll say it was a good experience for me. Definitely, it's gonna change my life because I explored a lot of like stuff that I never had the opportunity to do it. So, all right, who am I? My name is Naubart Jesus. I'm 21 years old. I was born in Brazil. My previous work was at Federal Parks. I worked for 1 year. So the CCS Concrete, they're at the 555 Opening Street, Tewksbury, Massachusetts. It's on the 495 North, exit 37. My supervisor, he's not here today. He couldn't make it, but his name is Paul Mello. He graduated for Bentley University for 4 years. He's a project manager, and then he works at CCS Concrete. So the 3 most things that I learned was communicating with customers, because on the concrete business, they know what they want. It's not like you're there for help. I mean, you are to help them, but also they know what they want, so you have to know what you're talking about. And also I was like organizing paperwork all the time, not all the time, but most of the time, because without organized, the business do not like grow. And also was being able to understand how the business work, because last year I worked for them, but I was like doing the labor work in the field, but not in the office. So I had like the point of view, like the owners and then the supervisor as well. So the unexpected experience, I would say, like I said, the contractors. I was stuck with one of them another day, and then I kind of like messed up. We were supposed to pour in the concrete on the day, but I told him that we were doing another day, so I kind of like mess up, but the supervisor just called in ahead to say, oh, the kid is just, he's learning, but we're not doing that. They were kind of mad because they did like they planned everything, and then we had to cancel that. So, and then also the time management, like I said, I didn't put like here the weather as well, because the weather is really important. Because if it's rain, you have to cancel the job. You gotta text all laborers. You gotta cancel like the concrete. You gotta call the contractors and everything. It's really hard. And then also enough supplies and then labors for the job. So we were like every single day we were like texting the laborers, seeing like how many people we need for the job, and if you had like enough supplies to complete the job. Yep. Yeah, this was a picture that I took. This day I was visiting the job site, and that's pretty much how they work in the field. So that's pretty much how it is. So the advice for students that I want to give is, I think the internship, even though if you're not going to the college, because internship is a good experience for you. You can see like how outside school people, how you're gonna deal with people, how you're gonna like people, how they're gonna treat you. Like you're gonna see, you gotta be on the time. You gotta do whatever you have to do. You gotta take responsibility for that. So that's my advice. And how this experience will affect my future. I'll say in a positive way, it already affected because they offer me a job. So tomorrow gonna be my first day as an employee. And then also the experience that I have, like I said, I think I'll never forget. I work with good people. They were like there to teach me how to do it. Didn't have enough time to teach like everything about it, but at least a part of it I learned. So it's already affecting my future in my present as well. And that's it. Did I go too fast?
No, you're perfect. Are there any questions for Navart?
So you said it changed your life. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? Is it because it's a career field you never considered, or what was it about it that changed your life?
I'll say I've been working with customer all the time in my past years. In every job that I go, I was with customers. But the job that I was working, I was like on the cashier, so I was there like to help them. But at this time, they're like people that they're working like for years and years and years. So it's not like you tell them what it is and they're gonna do it.
Right, like
So
if they want a foundation, they know they want a
They
foundation.
know what they want,
Right.
so you gotta be ready for that.
Okay.
And then you probably it's more like they tell what you do, and then the most of the time you gotta take it. So I'll say how it changed my life was that dealing with people, it's hard always. And then I never had this experience. Like I was like the job that I was working before in the years, it's like it was money, but it's not like the concrete like job. It's like real money. We're talking about like thousands and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
So I was like ready. I wasn't ready. I was like there, like with responsible to take it, you know. And I was kind of afraid to mess up, but I knew it that if I didn't try it, I couldn't get it, you know. I was kind of like afraid, they're not gonna understand me because my English, but you know, I was there and I tried, and then it went pretty good, I guess.
Great. Thank you.
Any more questions?
I'm curious about how did you choose this internship?
So, at first I was looking to do with police department, but it never happened. I don't know, because like so much that happened, but like I said, I used to work with them. I was like working really hard, but not in the office. So I was like, I want to learn like the owner's point of view, you know, how they do this business, what they do to grow the business. So it's pretty much like to be, instead of like being a laborer, to be like in the office, or perhaps being like an owner, you know, someday. You know.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's how I choose.
David had a question for you too.
So while you were at your internship, were you able to get hands-on with the equipment, or was it more observation because of the risk there is with some of that equipment?
Well, it was pretty much, I did a lot of stuff right there, but pretty much I was putting my hand in everything they told me, because like I said, I used to work with them, so I knew what to do already.
Yeah.
Like someday they told me like to load the machines with another help, and then we did it. We brought to the job site, but it pretty much like in the office I was like filling the paperwork, taking phone calls. So it's pretty much putting my hand on it, not just like observing, you know, like put the hand on it. Yeah.
Any other questions? All right, thank you,
That's
Namar.
it. All right.
So next we have David, who's gonna come give his experience at D2 Productions.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm David Nugent, if you can't already tell.
So I had an internship with a company called D2 Productions. They work off of Main Street in Hudson. They're down on Kane Industrial Drive over by Stowe. So what they do is they're a company that does media production, all sorts of different types. They do corporate videos, which a lot of the time is just like people standing in front of a green screen giving a speech about how corporate activities go or how to run a business. So that is some of the work they do. Also, they do sports broadcasts. A lot of the time they go down to the Cape in the summer and they do baseball. And they also do some more exciting stuff like they work at concerts. They have a contract with the Rockland Trust Bank Pavilion out in Boston, and they do all the camera angles for the Jumbotrons over at that venue there. So this is the site supervisors and staff. So there was Damon and Dave. They were both the co-owners of the company. I didn't work too closely with Dave. Dave was pretty busy for the time I was there, but I worked pretty close with Damon. Damon's a pretty cool guy. He's kind of quiet and keeps to himself a little bit, but he definitely had a lot to teach me about everything that was there. But he is also an owner, so I did work very closely with Doug, Matt, Colin, Jim, and Lucas. And they are just all the other employees. It's a 7-employee company. So Doug and Lucas were both engineers there, and Matt, Colin, and Jim were camera techs and editors. So I learned 3 lessons. Here's just 3 of the top ones I learned. So the first one, coiling cable. It seems like a small thing, but when you're working in this industry, you have to do it the right way, because if you coil it wrong, it's going to get tangled up and it's going to be a big deal. So as little as it seems, it's a pretty huge deal inside of that industry. And apparently I've been doing it wrong the entire time I've been working with this stuff. So I learned how to do that, and that was pretty cool. And how to act on shoots, so how to keep it professional when I was on shoots. And I did do some shoots that were pretty high-stake professional. I went to Raytheon and did a Raytheon webcast with the CEO of Raytheon was there. That was pretty fun. And then I went to something called the Boston CEO Club, which is some of Boston's biggest CEOs. They get together at the Boston Harbor, and they have a keynote speaker that talks about some issues going on in the work industry and the importance of organization. So that's why I threw this picture up here. So that is in the shop over at D2 Productions. It was a slow day that day, and I was just messing around a little bit, but it was all right. I was staying safe, and they are not as organized as they'd like to be, but they do keep it pretty organized, and a lot of my work there was organization, and they emphasized a lot that it's not just little work that you're doing. This is work that one of us would be doing if you weren't, so don't think that it's something that we're just throwing you guys onto. And I did a lot of organization that actually I saw them reap the rewards of the organization, because it really got things done a lot faster. When we packed for shoots, we were able to get that done almost twice as fast, because when I got in there, the garage and the shop was kind of a mess, and then I spent a day or 2 cleaning that up. I put everything where it goes, and then when we came to time to pack for shoots, it took a couple hours instead of an entire day, and it was really successful and quick. My expectations. So I went in with pretty not little expectations, but I was trying not to expect anything, because there are a lot of different aspects in the film industry. So I didn't know exactly where I'd be put, and I didn't know exactly what I'd be doing. I knew that there was engineering work, there's editing, there's shooting, and I just wasn't aware of what I would be doing. So I didn't tell myself I'd be put anywhere, and I told myself I'm here to work, and I'm here to do all the work that they need me to do. So work, work, work were my expectations. And it turned out that I was all over the place, and I was working a lot, and there was a lot of manual labor, and there was also a lot of editing, and I got to go on the shoots, and that was a blast. Before we get to for future interns, I want to go over any hiccups. I didn't really, because of that little philosophy that I went in with, where I was just doing what I was told and I was getting the most out of everything that I was told to do. I really didn't have any big hiccups during my time there. Every once in a while they'd correct me on what to do. I remember the first day I was there, I walked into the garage there with my hands in my pockets, and Damon looked at me and said, "Rule 1 about being here is don't stand around with your hands in your pockets." So that was a hiccup, I suppose, and I got past that quick. But for future interns, I think that future interns should choose a career they want to pursue in the future. I did this. I'm going to Fitchburg State next fall to pursue a career in communications media. So I found this company. I got introduced to this company by some people over at HUD-TV, and I just set up an interview and they let me in, and it was amazing. And it really did change my decision on what I wanted to do in the film industry, because it is a really wide industry and you can't really go in and say I'm going to do it all, because it's just too much for somebody to do. So I'm going to get to that in just a minute about what I decided I want to do with my future in the film industry. But I also think that working as often as possible is a really good idea for all future interns, because there is a set amount of hours that we need to achieve for the internship, but I just don't want anyone to go in there thinking I'm going to get my hours done, I'm going to be done with school, and that's it. I think that there really is a lot to learn from any internship site, and that people should try and get the most out of all of it. So get to know more than just your supervisor. So back with that big list of people, I know it's just 7 people, it's not a huge company, but I got to know everybody, and it was kind of a blast when I could go in and just say hi to everyone and not like feel shy around anyone. I really felt at home there in my last few weeks, and I just think that's a really good idea for anybody doing an internship in the future to do. So my plans for the future. So I want to get a bachelor's in communications media at Fitchburg State, and then I want to find a career in music media production. So in a moment I'll get to why I decided music media production. And so first of all, I've been working with the HUD-TV group, which is the local TV studio, which is actually just run like 2 walls over right there. And I've been doing that since 7th grade. And I just kind of found a passion for it once I got into high school. I've been working with that for years. And then it just led into this, and I found this opportunity for the internship. And then during the internship, I had the opportunity to go to the first concert at the Rockland Trust Bank Pavilion. And I didn't realize until the day before that I was going to this. I drove out there a few times to help set up, and I thought that was it, because I didn't know how soon the concerts were coming. And then one night I got told by them, "Hey, you want to come to a shoot tomorrow over at the pavilion? We're doing a concert for Neon Trees and Fits and the Tantrums." And I was like, absolutely, these are 2 of my favorite bands. And it was so surreal to be there, and I was on stage for their sound check for one of their biggest songs, and it was just crazy, and the whole experience was amazing. And after setup and once the show got started, there really wasn't a whole lot for me to do because everyone was there doing their job, so they just kind of sent me off to do whatever needed to be done last second, and then I got to watch the concert, which was pretty amazing. And that helped me decide that I wanted a career in music media production. I've also got a very music-influenced family. My sister went to college for flute and ended up being a music teacher. She actually teaches over at Farley now. And my brother is in music production over at UMass Lowell, and he's working as a PR rep for the Boston Calling this year. So everyone's super music influenced, and I have always felt I'm music influenced. I'm just not very talented when it comes to music. So I found my own way in, and hopefully one day I get to do that for a living. And thank you guys for listening.
Are there any questions for David?
Ms. Chilton?
So can you talk about the turnaround process for like some of the projects that you worked on? Was it like for the corporate videos or what you've observed?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So I did very little observation for the corporate video. They actually just sat me down. They have what's called editing suite, which is just an office with a whole bunch of computers in there that they use to edit. And they sat me down and told me, they showed me through it, and for like 4 hours that first day, I was just editing. And I was extremely surprised that they put that responsibility on me, but then I found out that everything that I did on that computer was getting watched over. So it was, but I felt a little bit safer, but like
Interesting.
if I messed anything up, they could fix it if I needed to, and I knew that they were just putting me in there to see how I could do it, and it turned out I did a good job. And then I ended up doing that for a couple weeks, and that was pretty cool. I do love editing, and even though it's just corporate video of the same people talking for like 2 hours, it was still a blast to get done. Any other questions? Yep.
You said you decided on music production. Am I saying that right?
Well, I want to do music media production. Yeah.
What were you thinking when you went into the internship?
When I went in, I was kind of in that position where I thought I just want to do media. I didn't know what.
Oh, okay.
And part of me was like, I want to make movies. And another part of me was, I just want to do like short videos or little like film reels. But they kind of cut that off in the beginning and said to me, so that's a lot of different areas of the industry, so it's not really going to be super possible for you to do all that. And then I said back, well, I've got 4 years of college to figure it out. And they're like, that's true. Like, hopefully we can help you find your way here. And they did. So hopefully that sticks. I mean, if it changes, it changes. But I really hope to get into the music industry.
Thank you.
Yeah. Ms. Alboda?
How has it changed? I'm wondering how it changed, if anything, your expectations about college or how you're going to approach your major at college.
I feel like it prepared me a little more for college, because I definitely have a lot more hands-on experience and more corporate experience, which is something I had never had before. Because in HUD-TV, I just do like little like sizzle reels for sports and little short films. So getting into that was interesting, and now that I feel like I'm more well-versed in all of the different aspects, I'm going to be more prepared when I get into college. It also told me that college is going to be a lot more work than I thought. So I definitely feel I'm prepared to buckle down and get a lot more work done when I'm in school.
Can I
Thank
just
you,
ask one
Yeah.
one quick question? On your
Absolutely.
coiling experience?
Yeah.
Is it the under-over method?
It is the under-over
Okay,
method,
all right.
yeah.
Are you
So-
free next week to?
So if anybody knows or doesn't know, normally when people coil stuff up, like if they have like yarn or a cord or anything, they just like wrap it around their hand until it's done. But when that happens, it just gets tangled up. So I'm sure everybody's got like a big pile of tangled up cords somewhere in their house. But if you do the over-under method with long enough cords where you coil it around one way and then you just flip it and coil it again, that stops it from coming tangled, and then you can just toss it out, and theoretically it'll toss in a straight line.
Cool.
Yeah,
That's what I was asking about. I learned that in high school too. That's awesome.
it was pretty
Great
cool.
lesson.
All right.
A skill worth having.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you, David.
Thank you.
So next we have Abby Cabral, and she, I might pronounce this incorrectly, but was at Muriel Norman Lisa Ken Studio.
Yeah.
And you can correct me if I was wrong.
Okay, so my name's Abby Cabral, and for my internship, I decided to go to Muriel Norman and Lisa Ken Studio Salon and Spa. So about my mentor. So my mentor is Lisa Cabral. She's here today. And she's not only the owner of Muriel Norman, and she's also a licensed cosmetologist and makeup artist. She doesn't do just that. She also does waxing, nails, pedicures, manicures. She does it all. She's amazing. She has been a part of the Merrill Normal family since 1997. So Lisa is the executive hairstylist. So about the salon. The salon has a lot to offer. It offers anything from cutting your hair, hair treatments, facials, waxing, nails, wigs, and makeup and skincare. So there's a picture of some nails that Lily did. She's a nail tech. And there is the facial room. And this is some Halloween makeup that was done. Lily also did that. It's fun, it's different. There's where we do our makeovers, which are a lot of fun. There's a lot of different skincare products there and a lot of different makeup products that I've never used that I've learned to use, and different methods that I've learned, which were also really great. So job responsibilities. So booking appointments, handling transactions, applying makeup, cleaning color bowls, sweeping hair, answering phone calls, and I've completed 150 hours. So there's a lot of sweeping hair, a lot of cleaning color bowls as well, which is really important. So if you have clients coming in and out, you need to clean, you need to sweep the hair before someone sits in the chair, you need to make sure it's clean. So there's me taking out hair extensions, so someone was running late, so do that. Me at the desk doing a transaction for people, so if they need to buy something, return something, book appointments, call in, make an appointment. So skills. So communication is huge. Definitely between your staff and between communications to the clients. If they want something done, and you kind of communicate with them to make sure that's what they want. You don't want to be like, no, I think this is better. You kind of want to give them what they want. You want to talk to them. And also to the team, you want to talk to them as well. Like, hey, this isn't going. Can you help me with this? Like, we need help. So positive attitude. Your clients come in, they want to see you happy. They want to have a good time. So even if you're having a rough day, put a smile on. They feed off your energy, and they want to have a good experience when you're there. Teamwork. Again, working in a team is definitely huge at the salon. If you're running late, you need help, you can ask someone, they'll help you. You want to work together. Time management, another very big thing. If you're running late, it'll definitely mess up your whole day. If you're late for one client, the rest of them will be late. So this is some hairstyles I've done. That's me curling hair, practicing. I thought I knew how to curl hair, but actually when I went there, no, I didn't. There's some tricks that I've learned that Lisa's taught me. So that was really helpful. So when I go to school, I'll definitely have some tricks that I'll know. Advice for future interns, definitely be open-minded. When you walk in there, you don't really know what to expect. You think you know everything, but you don't. So definitely keep an open-minded, learn everything, experience all aspects. So I thought I was going to only learn about hair, but that's not it. I learned about skincare, I learned about nails, I learned about waxing, I learned about wigs, I learned about everything. And I'm very grateful for that. So definitely keep an open mind and experience everything. Ask questions. So definitely you need to ask questions because you don't know it all. So I definitely asked a lot of questions of what skincare to use, because I thought I knew this. I was like, oh, I've never heard of this product. Why do we use it? How do I use it? How many times a day should I use the skin product? And definitely build a relationship with your team. So this is some people that work there. We're giving each other makeovers, trying on the new lipsticks, which we love to do. If you build a relationship with them, it makes the time go by so fast, and it's like a second family. So there's a picture of a facial, of a microneedling facial that I've learned, which seems scary. It's needles, but it's a facial. Very cool. It was cool learning about that. And then there's a picture of me helping someone. My future. So this definitely prepared me for my future. So I will be going to cosmetology school in September at Tony & Guy. And this gave me a little extra confidence to go in, so I'll be really excited to start that. So this also made sure I know what I wanted to do. This gave me yes, this is what I want to do. I see myself doing this in the future. And it also got me on how the business works. So what happens when people come in, like what time, like how to book the appointments, how long does something take. And so there's me practicing some makeup, so that was just before prom. So we practiced some prom looks, which were a lot of fun. There's some hair. I really like this one that was done. I love when people want to do colors. It's fun, it's different. I think everyone should do a little color. So thank you to everyone at Merrill Norman and Lisa Ken Studio again. I had so much fun. Any questions?
No questions for Abby?
Were there any surprises you got or things you weren't expecting?
One thing I wasn't expecting was to like wash hair, and I did that, and that was also a hiccup too. Like it was really hard. I thought it would be easy, but because Lisa makes it seem so easy, she does it in like 5 seconds, but it took me like 10 minutes, and it was really hard. So yeah.
Any other questions? What would you tell a junior that's going to be a senior debating on whether they should do internship or not?
I think they should do it because it doesn't hurt you, it just helps you. Even if you're not sure if you want to go into this career, try it because it could make you want to do it or it could make you not want to do it.
All right. If there are no other questions, then we'll move on to Marissa Crew. She was at Animal Adventures.
Hi, I'm Marissa Crew, and for my senior internship program, I went to Animal Adventures in Bolton, Massachusetts. So it's located in Bolton. It is New England's largest privately owned animal rescue center, and a few years ago they actually expanded and became a family-operated small zoo. And here I included some pictures. I got these ones from the internet, but this is the owner. His name's Ed. He's really cool. He's really smart. And this is just a sign of the different places they have there. This building, this is like one of the main buildings, and there is where they have most of the animals. They have animals inside, outside, everywhere. And then, so their purpose is to, they take in tons of rescue animals. They have people that bring in animals every single day, and they also, so they try to help sick animals. They also educate the public on their nurture, their reproduction, their rehabilitation. They also do like a lot of shows, and they do at least 2 shows a day, and they say just general facts about animals, and they show different types of animals to the people that come. And this picture, this was a kinkajou. I've never heard of one before until I went there. They kind of look like little monkeys. They have 2 of them. And then that's a chinchilla in that picture. People are always touching chinchillas. And then so for me, something that was really unexpected for me was the types of animals that they had. They had animals from all over the world. Because when I first went in there, I was thinking it was more like they had animals that were from sort of like the New England area, because it was a rescue place. So I was thinking it would be more animals you find around here, but they ended up having animals from everywhere. They had one of these. I didn't take it. So none of this picture and the last picture are from Animal Adventures. But these 2 are, I didn't have pictures of them, so these 2 are from the internet. But this is like a blue-tongued skink, and then this is one of the monkeys they have. That's a paca, which those are found in South America. These are Australia, and then that's a wallaby. His name is Piglet, and he's found in Australia. Yeah. And then something that I found that was unexpected, but it was very important, was to have a good memory of what each animal is fed every single day, because that was really important to make sure you feed them the right meal and the right feed and the right amount. Some animals also got medicine every day. I didn't administer any medicine to animals, but that was an important aspect as well. And it was really hard for me at first to remember what each animal ate, and I would have to ask like repeatedly, like, what does this animal get again? But after being there for a while, I started to remember everything. And then I also realized that it was more than just, because also when I first went in there, I thought I would be doing a lot of just cleaning up after the animals, like mostly, but it's more than just that. I would clean up after them. I would feed them. Some of them got fed twice a day, others just once, and I would always change their water. And then I would also, I did a lot of cleaning while I was there. I helped out with like anything that they needed help with, I would help out with. So yeah, it was more than just that. And I also got to do some shows. I got to help in some shows, which was really scary but really fun. And I also had the opportunity to just, in general, interact with different types of exotic animals, which is something that you don't get the chance to do every day. And it was new for me. So I really enjoyed doing that. And, so my initial fears were of getting bitten by something or of getting attacked by something. And then I also was scared when it came to working with the snakes and the bugs. So they have like these two pictures right here of the snakes. I took these pictures, and then these are from the internet. But I put a picture of the little mice because when it came to the bites, I was thinking like, oh, I'm probably gonna get bit by a snake if anything. So I was like I tried to be very careful around the snakes. But then I was cleaning. They have Russian dwarf hamsters, and I was cleaning them one day. I was cleaning out their thing, and they were like the first thing that ever bit me, but it was like the worst bite ever. From like the smallest animal they have, that's the only thing I got bit by. And I also got bit by like baby chickens, they pecked me. But those were the worst things to get bit by, and it made me bleed, and it was awful. Because you wouldn't think they would be crazy, but they are. And then when it came with the bugs, a lot of the reptiles they eat bugs, so they have like bug enclosures that need to be cleaned, and so like I actually had to like work with them, and they have like hissing cockroaches. And I remember like my second day there, the girl was like, okay, go clean the cockroaches, and I had no idea what to do, and I was so confused. And then Jonathan, he picked one up and it started like hissing at me, and I didn't even know there was such thing as hissing cockroaches, and it was really weird, but I managed. And then the snakes, also it was like my first or second day there, and they were like, oh yeah, you just take the snake out and you change underneath and then you put him back. And I was like, okay, and I just did it, and I had never really picked up a snake before. And in these pictures, these are the bigger snakes, but usually I'd work with a little bit smaller than those, but they were still really big. And so at first I was really nervous to have to work with the snakes and the bugs. And then, so 3 of the most valuable things that I learned from this is, the first thing is like just being in that environment. I felt so relaxed in a sense, because right now in my life everything's chaotic, but I'd go there and it was just, I felt less anxious all the time. So that was really nice and relaxing, and being around the animals, it's kind of a stress relief. And also I got to work outside a lot, and I realized I do like working. I've always known I love being outside, but I got to work outside and I like doing that. And I also learned many just general skills about taking care of animals, and I feel like, because when I'm older I want to incorporate them in my life more, so I feel like learning those skills was helpful for me. And I feel like I picked up somewhat on better presenting skills, because one of my goals while I was there was to do a show by the time that my 5 weeks was over. I didn't do a show by myself, but I did help in the show, so I was proud of myself to push myself to do some more public speaking. Because if I do want to work there, I'll have to do shows by myself, and I'll have to do a lot of them, and it's a skill I really want to improve on. And they also told me, because one of my biggest fears was like, I'm scared of saying the wrong thing. And they would always tell me like, it's okay, it doesn't matter what you say, because in the audience's eyes, you're the expert, so if you're wrong, they're not really going to question you. It took me a while to get that into my head. And then there's a picture of me, And then there's details that I wish I had known prior was that I kind of wish I realized how fast time would go by, because I felt like it started and then it ended. Like it went by so fast. When I first started, 5 weeks sounded like a lot of time, but it went by so fast and I miss it already. And I also wish that I had done more research on what I was going into, because initially when I wanted to do the internship program, I wasn't planning on going into stuff having to do with animals. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but this the place I was reaching out to, there was troubles and I couldn't work anything out. So then Ms. Bartlett suggested Animal Adventures to me because somebody had done it last year. So I contacted them and it worked out, and they were flexible with it, and I ended up really liking it. So I'm really glad I went there. And this picture, it's just me, and it's a long-haired bunny here. And then my advice for future interns is I feel that if you are going to go into it, it's good to have connections with people who are in the profession that you want to go into. Because like for me, I was thinking about going into, it was forensics. I was thinking about going to forensics, but I didn't know anybody in forensics, so it was really hard like getting the connections, and it made it problematic for me. So I feel like if you have the connections in the profession you want to do, then it will make your life a whole lot easier. And also for me, I had an AP class that I was still taking at school, so I'd have to come back to school for 1 block a day. So that means like 2 or 3 times a week I'd have to come back for an hour a day. So it made it a little bit difficult, like getting enough hours, as well as just driving back and forth. So I would suggest that if your site is far away and you have AP classes, it might not be the best, but you should still try to work it out if you can. And in my opinion, I feel that this program is a great opportunity for people to explore all aspects of the world, especially in the areas that you can't explore in high school, because high school can only teach you so much, but with this program it kind of allows you to take the extra step away from this type of environment into like the real world. And in my opinion, if you're granted the opportunity to be able to do this, you should definitely take it. And lastly, how has this experience affected my future plans? So for me, I want to keep volunteering there for now because I like being there. It makes me feel happy. It's a place that's positive for me. In the future, I think I want to ask for maybe employment, maybe for like the summer, it's like a summer job. I don't know if this is something I want to do for my future. I still don't even know what I want to do exactly yet. But I definitely do enjoy doing this, just not sure if I want to make a career out of it. And this overall experience has really opened up like my heart towards my love for animals, because I've always liked animals, but like doing this has made me realize that I really do love being around them. And then I have a couple pictures. So like this is, I'm holding here a chinchilla. They're very, very soft. Touch them if you can, because I guess they're the softest animal in the world, apparently. And then, this is me with the snake. I don't look very happy here. I forget what kind of snake it was, but that one, I didn't really work with that one a lot. But it's jet black and big and not as fun to hold as a chinchilla. And then, this one, these are my favorites. These are the ferrets. They're very, very cute. I loved working with them, except every time you go to clean them, they would just climb up your body, and then they just like lay on you, and they don't leave you alone. But I really like the ferrets a lot. And then, here we go. And then this was like the outside animals. Some of the outside animals, they have a lot more. I kind of wish I took more pictures now, but they have like 2 of these black pigs. They have a bunch of goats. These are baby goats. They're so cute. They're like a week old in that picture. And then there's a goat. I'm just standing on something. They're so awkward. They stand on everything. And then this is like, I don't need to show you the video because it's really short, but this was one of their pigs, and his name's Ham Solo. Very cute. And then, should I just press this?
You have to approve it. You can click on it, but it will send you an email for you to approve it.
That's okay. It's basically a video of the baby goat like just jumping on the mom's back. It's very cute. The baby goats were one of my favorite things there too, because they were born like right. I was there for like a week and then they were born, and then I was watching them grow up. It was very cute. And that is the end of my slideshow. So thank you, everybody.
Are there any questions for Marissa?
When we were talking about this, didn't you tell me that they offered you a job?
Yeah, they one of the like shift leader people. He was telling me if I want to work. He was saying like that they would hire me. I just haven't asked yet because I'm very busy the next 2 weeks. So.
Is that something that you are considering though?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Did you have a fear of snakes that you overcame, or were you always kind of like?
I mean,
yeah.
I kind of thought they were kind of gross, but I wasn't like gonna run away from them if I
Yeah.
saw them. And then at first it was scary because I thought that they would try to bite me like right when they'd see me, but they're actually like harmless. Like they just like you can like as long as you're gentle, they just kind of like wrap around you. Yeah, like they're not mean. Some I've seen them try to bite at other people, but the snakes that they'd have me work with too are just not very bite type.
Yeah.
Some of the snakes though, like the second you go to open their thing, they're trying to get you. But, okay.
Any other questions?
Yes.
Other than doing a show by yourself, is there anything else that you wanted to do in your time there that didn't have the opportunity to do?
I really wanted to like work with monkeys, but like I guess I can't work with. They had lemurs, and then they had the monkey I showed a picture of, and they had one more monkey. I guess the lemurs in Massachusetts, you have to have like some kind of license to actually touch them, and then the other two monkeys are like psychotic. So if I would go in their enclosure, they'd probably try to kill me. So I couldn't do that. But yeah, some of the animals, like I also the kangaroos. I cleaned them one time, and the manager when he saw me clean them, he like freaked out. He's like, "Who let her do that?" And I was like, "Why?" And he was like, "I guess the kangaroos are really dangerous, and they try to kick people, but they were fine with me." So, yeah, it was cool.
Any other questions? So you had mentioned in your presentation about having the AP class, and then you had
Yeah.
another online class.
Yeah, so I had an AP class and then 2 online courses. So like I was like half school, half internship, and for me it actually worked out nicely because if you have the online classes or if you have an AP class, you get less hours that you have to complete for the internship. So I think all these guys had to do 30 hours. I did 18 hours a week because it was deducted because of the other, because I was still in school. So it would have been, if I had to do 30 hours, I don't think I would be very good in my online classes or my AP class. So yeah.
So did you find it manageable with having the reduced hours?
Yeah,
and still?
it was manageable. I mean, I started, like school became a little bit less of a priority, but halfway through I picked back up and I was okay. It just takes, it's an adjustment, so.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you, Marissa.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you. And then if I could have all of you come out so I could take a picture, that would be great. And thank you for everybody else for coming. It doesn't matter where you're
Yeah, get closer, don't be afraid of each other.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.